If anybody's to blame here, it's just Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball and getting his receiver killed. I think they need to start finding the quarterbacks. That's what I think you need to start doing here.
In this video, let's talk about the Raiders being broke, key players from the Chargers more than likely returning, meanwhile key players from the Chiefs are popping up on the injury report. Then let's talk about a couple of influential analysts who basically place the blame on the Chiefs for the hit on JuJu and his concussion and take all responsibility away from the Jags. So let's talk about it. But first, how about those? What's up, guys? My name is Cole and I do daily news about the Kansas City Chiefs, so make sure to sub if you're new, hit that like button if you, like me, are glad that George Karlaftis played water polo growing up because he currently leads the entire NFL in batted down passes. And let's get into this video, starting with this, and that is the Chokeland Faders cannot afford to fire their head coach Josh McDaniels, allegedly. All right, Dov Kleeman tweeted this out about the Raiders today, saying, report, the reason Raiders won't fire Josh McDaniels is because of financial reasons. Quote, they don't have enough money to fire him. The team is cash poor and can't afford to fire McDaniels and then pay another coach, according to Bill Plaschke. He'll be the coach this year and next. Now, I have absolutely no idea if this is true, but if it really is, the Raiders have officially embodied the definition of what they have been over the past 20 years, a poverty franchise. You gotta freaking love it. He also chose a very odd photo of the guy for whatever reason, but I don't mind it personally. Shows a nice angle of Josh's good old throat. It's a nice one. Anyway, this is getting weird, so instead, let's talk about something a little more normal, in the NFL at least, and that is injuries, which are sadly a normal part of the game. There are some notable injuries to talk about with both the Chargers and the Chiefs, so let's look at it. All right, let's start off with the Chargers injury report. Keenan Allen, limited participant. DeAndre Carter, limited. Gerald Everett, limited. Dustin Hopkins did not participate, as well as Khalil Mack. I think he's on a rest day. I'm not exactly sure. Then you have Trey Pipkins, offensive tackle, limited. Chris Rumpf, linebacker, limited. J.K. Scott, their punter. So you got a kicker, limited. A punter did not participate due to illness. Mike Williams, one of their key receivers, was limited as well. These guys are coming back, specifically talking about Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, after dealing with injuries for quite a while. And of course, they're going to come back to play against the Chiefs, but that's fine. Patrick Mahomes says, bring it. We want to play their best.
It's a good thing to me. I mean, you're playing the best. Every single week we want to play the best. We want to prepare ourselves to make a run in the playoffs, to try to get to the Super Bowl and win it. And if you play the best teams and with their best players and you win, it gives you that confidence that you can continue to get better and better. And whenever you play them in the playoffs, you're ready for it.
Chargers head coach Brandon Staley spoke about some of the players today, and he said offensive tackle Trey Pipkins will be back in practice. Tight end Gerald Everett will be able to practice in some capacity. Wide receivers Keenan Allen and Mike Williams will participate in individual drills today. And then when asked about how close Joey Bosa is to being back, he said, it's going to be some time. So I don't think Joey Bosa will be back. Mike Williams said, I'm up there feeling good. And then when asked about what it would mean for him to play Sunday, he responded, it would mean a lot. It's Sunday Night Football, not just necessarily the Chiefs, but another opportunity for me to go out there and showcase what I can do. If I'm able to do it, I'm for sure out there. And then Keenan Allen says he's, quote, not trying to prove anything really, just going out there and doing what I feel, trying to stay pushing forward and not going backward. I've had it happen 2 to 3 times already, so I kind of know what to do. And when he was asked to elaborate on what he meant by that comment, he said, push too hard. So we're going to have to see about both of those guys, but definitely something to keep our little pupils on, certainly. And then as far as the Chiefs injuries go, you had 4 players that did not participate. Wide receiver Mecole Hardman, defensive back Chris Lamons, wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, and then wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling. So yeah, 3 receivers on there. We know Chris Lamons and Juju Smith-Schuster both sustained concussions last game. Mecole Hardman is dealing with some illness in his abdomen. That's per the words of Coach Reed. So I don't know if that's a sickness, but I thought last week it was more of an abdominal injury, strain, or something that he sustained in that game. So I'm not really sure what is going on with Mecole Hardman, but again, he didn't participate this first practice after already not participating all last week and missing last Sunday's game. So that might not be good. MVS has an illness, is why he didn't participate. Hopefully he's good to go later in the week. But Patrick Mahomes said, hey, whoever's not there, they're going to make it happen anyway, because in the past, when players have had to go out, other players have stepped up and made it happen.
Right when JuJu went out, we put Sky kind of in that inside role, let him catch the ball, get upfield. That was JuJu's route, but Sky can do some of those similar type things, so let's put him in that position. If like when McCole came out, we put Justin Watson, we put the Chargers the last time in that same position that it was McCole's route. He was tired, put Justin Watson in there, fast guy, he makes the play happen. And so I just rely on my coaches to put guys in the right position. Then I go through the reads, how I'm supposed to go through the reads. I mean, other than if Kelsey's manned up, I give him the ball. But I go through the reads the way I'm supposed to go through the reads, and usually good things happen.
Then you had a couple players on here who were limited. Jerick McKinnon, not surprising. He was limited last week as well, but he looked pretty good. And then next on this list is cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, and he did not look 100% in the game against the Jags. So hopefully, being limited, kind of taking it easy, it's going to allow that knee to heal up, because we need this man out there, but we need him out there 100%. Then a couple more players were on there. You have running back Isaiah Pacheco. That's new, but he fully participated. And then some good news here, I think. You got Andrew Wiley, who sprained his elbow in the game against the Jags. You had Prince Tega Wanogho fill in for him, I think, all second half. But Andrew Wiley, confirmed by Coach Reed, he's feeling pretty good. He's in an elbow brace of sorts, but should be good to go for this Sunday. So again, you got McCole, JuJu Smith-Schuster, MVS, 3 wide receivers there. You're going to have some other guys stepping up, probably Kadarius Toney, Justin Watson, Sky Moore. Mahomes has already made it clear other guys can step up and make it happen. But hopefully this sickness, the illness with MVS, hopefully he's back. I have no idea about McCole and JuJu. And then Jerick McKinnon should be good. Pacheco should be good. Sneed, we'll see. Andrew Wiley should be good to go. All right, from here, we're going to talk about something and look at something that I've kind of avoided all week, and that's the hit on JuJu during the game against the Jags, because I guess I feel some type of way about seeing a player get knocked senseless, completely out cold, looking like Tua out there on the field. It's not good. It's not cool, and I feel a bit defensive about it personally because JuJu's on the Chiefs, but I cannot hold it off any longer. We're going to have to look at this play because Chris Simms, a former NFL QB and analyst at NBC, and Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk both had some very interesting thoughts and opinions about the hit on JuJu Smith-Schuster. The reason I was so surprised by this is because, honestly, I like Chris Simms quite a bit. I listen to a lot of his content, but this take here is basically saying JuJu's concussion is not on Andre Cisco in any way, shape, or form, and they actually make him to be the victim almost in this case and place the blame partially on JuJu Smith-Schuster and another player. We'll get to that, but look at this.
Andre Cisco here was friendly. Man, that was friendly. He stopped his feet and just turned his body. He could have ran through JuJu Smith-Schuster and ruined his year and ruined his career. He stopped, tried to turn his shoulder. JuJu Smith-Schuster lowered the crown of his helmet.
Turned his helmet. He did not hit him with his helmet.
No, JuJu Smith-Schuster led with the crown of his helmet and hit Andre Cisco in the side.
All right, so somehow in a wild turn of events that escalated rather quickly, Andre Cisco was the friendly guy here, and JuJu Smith-Schuster is the guy who led with the crown of his helmet and hit Andre Cisco. Never mind the fact that he didn't even see Cisco until the last second, and that dip of the head was more than likely a reflex of someone just suddenly appearing out of thin air right in front of his face. But okay, so far, JuJu Smith-Schuster is the bad guy here. Andre is the good guy, trying to stop and hit him softly. Got it.
And I'll give credit to the referees there. That was the proper thing to do to pick up the flag, in my opinion.
Okay, well, great job, refs, on picking up that flag, you good-for-nothing pieces of zebra garbage. We are all so grateful for the times you choose to throw a flag on non-issues, yet pick up flags when JuJu gets his head nearly smashed in. Nice, fair, and consistent job per usual.
He got 2 steps on the ground for sure. We could argue a third, and he is the one that lowered his head to strike Cisco in the side. Cisco turned, tried to give the shoulder, and stopped his body and didn't even run through the target. Was very nice.
He was very nice. Oh, Cisco, you nice, young, head-hunting, shoulder-lowering towards the head of a defenseless receiver looking at. I mean, never mind that the referees deemed JuJu a defenseless receiver in the pool report. Quote, he was in a defenseless posture, but they didn't feel that there was any use of the helmet on that play, end quote. So JuJu literally was deemed a defenseless receiver and also didn't have possession of the football yet, which is why that play wasn't even ruled a fumble. But okay, somehow JuJu is the bad guy here, even though it's clear he's just reacting to someone suddenly being right there when he turns to go upfield, flinches, gets nailed, helmet hits, contact does occur, and Juju goes night-night. Let's not get it twisted though, guys, because it gets even crazier from here. While Juju has been the main guy of blame so far, it's actually mainly Patrick Mahomes' fault.
If anybody's to blame here, it's just Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball and getting his receiver killed. And there's repercussions for when your quarterback makes a tough, tight decision down the middle like that. I think they need to start finding the quarterbacks. That's what I think you need to start doing here. I really do. Quarterbacks are getting free passes for getting people killed all over football now.
Well, there you have it. Quite possibly the worst take I've heard in quite a long time. So, this hit by Cisco on a player that the refs deemed defenseless per their pool report, Juju, he's kind of to blame, not really Cisco. Okay, Cisco was just the poor guy, wrong place, wrong time, tried to be nice.
Was very nice.
Meanwhile, it's Patrick Mahomes' fault, and he takes blame for putting Juju in harm's way, and not only does he take the blame, but he should be fined for making that throw. I mean, what the heck are we even talking about here? This is absolute cuckoo insanity. The craziest part about all this is they are serious, not trolling, unlike an episode of Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. They are legit dead serious with this take, and the only logical explanation I could come up with for this earth-shattering, delusional, godforsaken take is this. On October 6th, during the Colts and Broncos game on Thursday Night Football that ended with a total score of 12-9 in horrid snooze fest fashion, Mike Florio tweeted this out, quote, "I usually smoke a cigar during the second half. I may go score some meth at halftime for this one." Well, I think he did actually go out there and score some meth, but he ended up saving it and not using it until just prior to recording this take.
You got one part of that wrong. This is not meth.
I don't even know what to say from here. I'm just going to ask you guys, what are your thoughts about all of this? Is it Juju's fault for deciding to lower the crown of his helmet into Cisco, or was he just simply reacting out of self-defense? Then what about Patrick Mahomes? How much blame do you place on him? And do you think he should be fined for this throw? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below, and hit that like button if you enjoyed the content. Then check out this YouTube short I dropped today on Kadarius Toney detailing his first ever touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?